So, a while ago, I've decided that every year I'm going to document all the things that I've learned from the year previous and share it with the future me and the wide world and all the beautiful people in it. I'm going to talk about it while sketching, and you can listen to it if you want to get some inspirations. So, to review the year 2023, let me start by saying that I have learned so much this year that I don't think I have ever learned in the entire 22 years of my life on this planet. So let's dive into all the very fundamental changes that happened in my life. I'm not going to be able to say all of it and talk about all the lessons and goals that I might have for the year 2024, but I'm going to talk about all the important things that happened. Firstly, I graduated from college, but I think that with the rise of AI, education in the traditional sense is going to vanish entirely. And I'm not sure what the modern educational system will become. To be honest, AI has been terrifying me from the moment it has been brought to existence. But now my feeling has shifted its direction. I know for a fact that AI is only going to enhance our work system. I can say this with 100% certainty that jobs are not going to be replaced by AI. I mean, yeah, maybe some jobs are going to be replaced by AI, but not all of them. And I think that AI is going to help create new jobs and improve the workplace entirely. And I'm starting to realize that my fear towards AI was not fear, it was just discomfort, which is something that I always find myself feeling when I face a new situation. It's not like fear, it's just a resistance toward an unfamiliar and uncertain circumstance. And also, it has been multiplied in effect by the fact that I am quite lazy to go and learn all about it. It was just the fear of my own ignorance. The world is moving so much faster, and I'm afraid I might fall behind. It's becoming an everyday anxiety now. I am often asking myself, what can I do faster with the use of AI and new technologies? How can I become more efficient? And honestly, I don't have the time to think about all of the ways that I could be more efficient. And by default, I fall back on the old way of doing things, which is quite terrifying. I am completely overwhelmed, but now that I am more aware of my thoughts behind all of those AI-based fears, I can see what I can do to not have it anymore. I don't know if this makes sense, but this awareness that I found to be really related to my own ignorance has only been given to me through the use of journaling. And let me just make a confession here. I feel quite guilty that for about 2 years I stopped journaling. I know how damaging that has been on my work and life. I started to see my fears and feelings as something that needs to be forgotten and washed away and distract myself from it, and just not something that I looked deeper into and really understand where it's coming from, to cut the evil tree right from the root and not just casually get busy sweeping the fallen leaves. It has been hard. Not journaling has been really damaging. So once I got back on journaling, I felt like a huge weight off my shoulder. It was extremely time-saving, even though it takes a few minutes. But I felt organized, and the overwhelm completely gone away. In the past, I was really skeptic about writing a to-do list or putting tasks in order on the paper and journaling about the current state of affairs and where I want them to be. But I know now why that was. I think my journaling in the past was so poorly done. I would just write about something vague in a notebook and never get into doing it because of how vague and uncertain it was. For example, as a to-do list, I would just read a book, draw something, and write a page, and that was it. It's like I was setting myself up for failure from the outset. And multiply that by just not having any particular daily routine. You know how disorganized I was. Lack of clarity will damage your life and well-being. Your mentality will suffer because you're always wondering what to do next. And just think about how much unnecessary energy and time waste that is. And so take that, which I described earlier, and put it into an extreme reverse. That is me right now. I have figured that the more I put my thoughts and plans on paper, and the more I categorize and organize and simplify them, the more I can get them done. Like, actually get them done. I know everything I want to do each day down to the smallest details now. And it's not just like a casual, to-do list writing and all. No, this is actually an extreme version of it, in a way that I actually have memorized the order of each task I do each day so that I don't waste a minute on deciding. And if we take a lifetime's measure, those minutes here and there will become hours, days, and months, and years, and so on. Look, you might be wasting years deciding whether in the morning you want to brush your teeth first or shower, or whether you'd like to eat your breakfast first or do your workout, or anything that you might think is extremely unimportant and trivial. See, everything will compound. Everything will be multiplied by time. So doing something and thinking it's only once is only you lying to yourself. Your subconscious is faster than your consciousness. Once you do something, you are more likely to do it next time at that specific situation. And each time you repeat it, it will become faster and less energy consuming. It's like gaining a skill. You do 10 minutes practices each day, and over the course of years, you will become a pro at it. That's how dangerous and detrimental our tiny trivial actions we take each day can be. It can either work against you or work for you. Let's replace the skill you want to learn with mindless scrolling for an opposite example. Let's say you are mindlessly on social media for about half an hour a day. Multiply it by a year, by a full year, and there's a full month of waste. And I'm using a calculator here. It's not just a wild guess. Imagine a full month of waste. Can you even believe that you have spent 1 month, straight month only doing a mindless scrolling? Can you, imagine you just wake up and go onto your phone and just scroll, and eat your dinner and then scroll, eat your lunch and then scroll, and then scroll, go to sleep and wake up the next day, just keep scrolling till the month ends. It's absurd. It's absurd. But we don't see it because it's incremental. It's like when you're trying to hide the dirt on the floor by just dispersing it and just look, you can replace it with anything good or bad, and you will be shocked how everything that you do matters and will become huge over time, down to the smallest action. And that the only thing that we can do is to also embody at least a little bit of that subtlety, the attention to every actions we take, and being extremely cautious around our deeds. Remember, you need to take everything into account. You need to start questioning your actions. Why you spend 10 minutes scrolling? Is it helpful? Are you getting any value out of it? Are you becoming a better person because of it? If yes, then maybe it's the right thing for you to do. And if no, then dump it entirely. Replace that with journaling instead, because you know that you are avoiding something by your mindless scrollings. So keep journaling about what you are actually avoiding. What is making you seek that distraction? What task you are keep putting off? And because you don't want to feel the guilt you are keeping yourself busy with scrolling, start asking yourself, why are you putting that task off? Write it down. Is it because you don't have the resources? Then write down those steps you need to take to get the resources and tools you need to get that done. And write down where exactly you can find it and what you should do to find it. If it seems like a hard task, then just write down what the first step of it is and just do the first step. Like if it's writing your essay, for example, the first step might be turning on your laptop and opening the Word, and then maybe write the outline of that essay. This is my rule. When a task is terrifying, simply write down the first step and then go do the very first step. Even if it's just getting up and opening the door, just do the first step and then you will inevitably continue on. Just take one bite at a time. And I can surely say that you will feel like you are hacking your psyche. Everything will become as easy as the very first step, like as easy as getting up and opening the door, because you're clear on what you're gonna do next by putting it into smaller actions. You are becoming clearer and clearer. The smaller each step becomes, the easier it will be to get the entire thing done. And clarity has no limit. In fact, you can go super fast by just grinding your actions into smaller bits. That is the secret to discipline. It's clarity, which means everything is organized and categorized. That is the biggest lesson that I had to learn this year. I literally learned it through blood, sweat, and tears. I was denying and rejecting this for so long. Like I was like, no, I do whatever I want at whatever time I like. And I can even get more things done. Guess what? I was entirely deluded and constantly lying to myself, even though deep down I knew that I can do so much better with a little bit more organization. I just didn't know enough, I guess. All of this is not to say that you can't ever succeed or be a good person without journaling. Of course you can. There are so many successful people around the world that are so focused on their task and they don't even need to write it down. They just like go do something without even, I don't know, like they don't journal specifically. Maybe they write their to-do list, but they don't journal specifically all of them. But it's so good to journal. I guess it really depends on your personality. So for 2023, there has been so much more happening. I started this channel, which was the highlight of this year, and it's the best thing that I have ever done this year. I have always had a need to document my journey, but I didn't quite know what platform to choose. I'm so regretful that I didn't start it sooner. And actually about 3 years ago, I wanted to start this, but I didn't know how. And yeah, let's just say that the lack of clarity made it so overwhelming to start. But if I just wrote the smallest first step and done it, I am sure I would have made this channel 3 years ago. So yeah, it didn't happen then, but at least I learned my lesson. Something else that happened this year was shifting from traditional art into digital art and starting to work with Procreate more. My goal with this is to become super great at creating characters and making animations in the future, inshallah. And I also started this channel by focusing more on making shorts, because I was so new to making videos, and making shorts is really a great tool for improving at making videos. So that's what I did. And my channel grew to around 1,000 subscribers just by posting shorts. And then I started shifting my content into long form videos, because that was the initial goal of mine, to be able to talk deeply about my thoughts and knowledges on art and all the stuff that comes with it. Before I get into YouTube, I was also active on Instagram, but then I decided to make YouTube the priority, and I'm not getting into any other social media app until I really cement my effectiveness on YouTube. So for now, I am only sticking to YouTube, and making content on YouTube is the end game for me. And I am having some doubt about, remaining in the same niche, and I am not sure if I'm gonna change it, but I feel like I am more into animations and making bigger projects. But we'll see how it goes. And if the 2025 me, you are watching this and hearing this conversation, I hope that you have hopefully settled on a niche. And I hope that the channel is big now, like at least at around 100K subs. Not that the subscriber count really matters to me. What mattered to me is the fact that I have actually put a lot of effort into it, and I had made it big, because like they say, journey is the destination, and my life has been the proof of that. And I probably will shift my content into real life videos, like a more down to earth and personality based content. I would love to be able to connect with my audience in a more real setting than just a voice behind the screen. I will probably make more of cinematic videos, but also videos that look kind of like a short film and have that beautiful story behind it. More of a raw, real video, like a way of documenting my day to day. But what I'm gonna do is to actually showing my work and the process it takes to create those work of art. But I'm still not sure about my life. Not sure what I'm gonna do with the time that God has given me. I am sure that I want to make a great impact on people's lives, but I don't know which path to take. I am on a sort of searching trip, and I hope that somehow I will arrive at a nice place. And I pray to God that this is gonna be over, like the searching will be over. And maybe in the year of 2024, I will be sure about myself and the direction that my life is going to take. And also another change that happened is moving to another city where I am teaching and living alone by myself in an apartment. In the past, I've been really not confident about living alone, and that was only because my family, especially my dad, was so much against it. But I have overcome all the barriers and finally got into experiencing the life alone. And so far, it's been my favorite way of living. I think I'm going to choose to live alone for most of my life. It's not because I don't like to be around people. It's just because I want to get to know myself better. I want to spend time alone with myself just so that I can really hear my own voice, because I've been really hearing other people's voice for so many years that I almost lost my own voice. And I don't think that it's ever going to help me figure out what I'm going to do with my life if I'm always surrounded by people and distracted all the time. So that's what I'm gonna do, to live alone for a period of time and try to figure out what my life is going to be about, what I want to do with my life. So yeah, that's all that happened in 2023, and I probably will not talk about my goals for 2024 because it's so personal. I don't like talking about my goals generally, to other people, but since you guys are interested in it, I might share a little bit of it. The first goal that I've got for 2024 is to be able to focus deeply on filmmaking and making beautiful films and animations and all that, and working on Procreate dreams instead of just sketching in Procreate. I would like to become a pro at Procreate dreams by just practicing so much every day. And then I would love to spend some time journaling. I just want to become so much more organized. I want to set my intentions weekly, just having 2 pages of me writing about my whole week, and also writing about my diet and how I am exercising, writing about everything that has to do with my health, because I've been really busy that I've been neglecting my health and I need to get back on it. Also, I am hoping that I can implement this beautiful organization sort of system in my day-to-day in 2024. I would love to have a very strict routine and to do the same routine every single day so that it doesn't really take as much energy. And yeah, that was about it. And maybe I forgot bits and pieces of things that happened actually and are important. But, it's one video. How am I supposed to stuff the entire year into one video? I just thought of the most important thing that happened. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got something out of it. Do not forget to hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Have a nice week.